let's talk a little bit about the boxing training. Cause like there's a huge mental component to the training. I mean,
Yeah.
everything physical, of course, too, but out of the boxing training, what was your lifestyle like? I mean, you were a professional boxer at one point. So what was your lifestyle like? Because a lot of this probably parallels with just life in general moving forward.
No, I fought at 106 pounds. Can you imagine that? Up until I graduated from high school, I was 106 pounds. So when I look at my fat self in the mirror, I remember those days when it was lean, but I was really skinny. I was a lanky guy, and it took discipline, man. There are days where but I knew that if I didn't train as hard as anybody else in that gym, it was going to be very challenging. I just hate losing too. I hate losing. And I remember I got, I was pretty lucky. I've lost, I don't know, 140 something fights, maybe 11, 12.
Mhm.
So there's a side of me that's very competitive because I don't like losing. So it's super. My dad never had to tell me wake up to go run. I saw Rocky and I went, I gotta wake up early. I gotta crack eggs. I gotta swallow them. I gotta run. Nobody. And I think that's the thing. Like if you can discipline yourself to do things so that no one has to tell you, you just internally know that this is best for you. You can do some amazing things. You don't have to be pushed. No one has to babysit you. And, I think that's the biggest lesson, that if you work hard as anybody else,
Yeah. You can
something
do
to be.
amazing things.
Yeah.
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 And I mean, you mentioned it a couple times already, is like, just someone believing in you, having that hope that you could achieve more than what you probably could have imagined for yourself, right? That was what fueled you. But think about all those years that you were training. Was there anything else that you thought this was what really kept me going?
Losing.
Just not wanting to lose.
Yeah. No, there's a high to winning.
Yeah.
And now when I look back, an amazing lesson in losing. I posted a bunch of stuff while I was running for office, and the understanding of loss, right? Losing.
Mhm.
And you never hear, we get more great things happen in our life than bad things, but you only remember the bad things. Notice that? You only it's like you never remember the most awesomest things. You always remember, yeah, I remember that day that I came home and that guy stole my slipper. It's like,
Yeah.
but you never remember the joy of buying the slipper.
Yeah.
Ooh, I get to cut the plastic tie. This is my, I like the smell of this rubber Zoris. You never remember that. You just remember the guy either that went break your slipper, throw your slipper on the roof, or stole your slipper. The joy of buying it, looking at them, cutting it, putting them on and go, this feels nice.
Yeah.
So, for me it was losing.
Mhm.
Losing, looking at my dad shake his head,
Oh.
I cannot believe he lost.
Yeah.
But it made me want to I'm gonna show you the next day.
Yeah.
It used to be I remember I wanted to win. I forget who was fighting, but I was crying, and my dad kind of just looked at me and was like, "What are you crying for?" And I thought he was gonna be mad at me. He goes, "Why are you crying? Why are you crying?" Because I really wanted to win. Well, you cannot win it all. And my dad wasn't this, a person that, had amazing ability to pull people in with his speech. He was like, "What are you grateful? You did good. You did good. I'm proud of you. You just go train a little bit more harder." And for me, that's all I wanted to hear.
Mm-hmm.
But my dad was a certain way, and I thought, oh man, I failed, right? But No, man, that was like, that's where my dad and I connected in my loss,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because he saw me doing the road work. He saw me
Yeah.
training every day. He had to remind me, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a way for pulling me in, like, hey, it's okay. You're going to be okay. You know, of course I wanted the hug. Never got him. That was definitely, but I wanted, boy, don't cry. Pretty cry with you. No, he never do that. But in some crazy way, it brought my dad and I a little closer, because I remember we'd come home and, you know, he'd be like, maybe if you did them this way, and maybe we did them that way. Don't do them like my way, because when I used to box, I got knocked out. But, and it was a fun conversation, and it was a learning situation, but it was also a very important time for me. That was my bonding time with my dad.
And like you mentioned before, like these kind of times, right? It's the obstacles, the loss, but it was more than just you learn what to do to progress forward in boxing, but you got that support, that bond from your dad, definitely some tough love, which is a lot of local style, but all of those things, it helps you to keep going, I think, in your journey. And I like how you said that. That's so true for all of us, myself included. You focus on the negative things, right? You don't remember the positive things so much. It's all the negative things. And I mean, especially now it's tough times, right? So speaking of that, what were some of the best memories you had in boxing?
Always, I was like, I think the first 16-year-old to win 2 amateur boxing tournaments the same year. Not only win, but win, most valuable fighter of the competition. Winning the gold medal, fighting in the finals at the Blaisdell Arena, lights turned off. It's just you, right? And then knocking the guy out, in the final. One guy who was, 7 years older than me. Just great memories of winning, getting to meet some really cool people like Mike Tyson and, amateur boxing tournaments, guys like Roy Jones, and, looking at these guys who, went on to do amazing things in boxing, being identified with that group of people, that you saw at training camps, if they saw you and you talk to them a little bit, they go, yeah, I remember you, Pineapple. Or Mike Tyson, like, yeah, man, I remember you. You're that boy from Hawaii. Yes, me. And he never remember. But, it's nice to just, have gone through that kind of cool experience, the rewards of hard work and being able to go to places that you only imagined or dreamed of as a little kid. Because I grew up, everybody knows the story. I grew up poor. So being able to be in places where you only see in books blew me away as a young boy from Kalihi. That's my great memorable moments.
Yes. I mean, just experiences through all these, whether it's boxing, whatever you're doing, it's the experiences that you hold on to and that help shape you who you are too.